Hello YouTube, this is Freza, and today I'm going to show you how to make a charging attack, or a charging something using ROBLOX Lua. To test that I actually knew how to do this, from memory. I made the fireball that I keep here into a charge attack, so I'll quickly demonstrate. When I hold down the Z key, it shakes the guy's hand until the size variable, which I have inside the charge ball, reaches 15, and then when it reaches that high it releases itself, because we don't want it to get way too big. It doesn't change the damage or the fire size. I wanted to keep it fairly simple, but I'll show you how this is done roughly, and then we'll make it from scratch. Well, not this, but we'll make a much simpler thing from scratch, so that you can apply it better to your own uses. Okay, if you've been following my last tutorials, you'll know what this is. If not, you might want to go back and make up what are these things called again? .KeyDown without tools or hopper bins. First we have a pretty empty on .KeyDown function over here, which disables the script without actually disabling it. So it unenables it, and then it locates your right shoulder, and this runs everything, doesn't matter, and then it gives you a wee animation which puts your arm upwards, and then it makes a charging Rasengan variable and puts it to true. This is important. This is what we use to check if you're holding the button down. When you push the button down, it will go to true, and when you release the button, it will change to false. The reason it's charging Rasengan instead of something like hold is because you might end up with a lot of hold down features in one script, and you don't want them all to be hold or something like that, so I recommend giving them names that apply to the actual attack itself, or whatever you're using it for. And here we have Rasengan. This saying this and then putting two brackets, an open bracket and a closed bracket. This calls a custom function, and down here is the custom function Rasengan, which was called here, and this is what we'll be using to charge. So just to clarify, charging is 3 steps: pressing the button, holding it down, and releasing the button. So yeah, this will create a size and distance variable, which will both increase as the button is held down, as well as moving the player's arm up and down. And then using this variable, the size and distance of the attack will change. As you can see, this relates to size on the X, Y and Z axis. This means that whatever size this number here is the size that the actual attack itself will be. Although it may round itself up, instead of like making the ball 4.5, it might just jump up to 5 every now and again, but that wouldn't really matter. So yeah, the minimum size is 5, so it's fairly reasonable for a fireball, and the largest is 18, meaning that you can hold it for 13 charges. Yeah. Down here, this is just what creates the fireball and stuff, doesn't really matter. And this undoes the animation that we did at the start. And then we turn enabled to true. Now we go back a step. What stops this from activating in the first place, which is up here in this bit. The Rasengan has 2 conditions for charging. 1, charging resinging has to be true, and 2, the size has to be less or equal to 18. The first condition kinda like manages itself, but the no, second condition does. But the first condition is controlled elsewhere. Charging resinging is activated up first here, like I mentioned earlier. But where does it go to false? That would be down here on the .KeyDown function. .KeyUp function. It turns the key to lower and checks if the key is Z. If you have more keys, you can just do this. Like that, and then you'll have like more keys. I'm sure you already knew that though. So it just turns charging resinging to false if the key that you let go of is Z. This is not perfect though. There are problems like holding down the button for like a split second then releasing it while you're doing the animation. But it doesn't really matter because if Fleur taps it again it will happen anyway, so that's pretty much it. You press this, it charges until the button is released. So let's start, I guess. I'll be using the same kind of layout as this, so I'm hoping you'll have a little bit of knowledge on KeyDown. If you know KeyDown, .KeyDown, then .KeyUp shouldn't be a problem, and a little knowledge on custom functions. It doesn't really matter because it's not that complicated. You just put it brackets after it and then call the function. So yeah, I'll just copy these so I don't forget anything. One second, sorry. Okay, it has to be a local script, so view Explorer, view properties, and insert object local script into your backpack. And I'm going to call it brick sizer. Okay. And get rid of this. Well, better keep that in there. When the tool's actually done, I'll do this, and then it will be fully working in game, because it will wait till the player's character is loaded before trying to do anything with the script. The enabled, this will check, well, this will stop you from activating the .KeyDown several times while you're charging and stuff. Hold will check that you've got the button down and not released it yet. The player is just the script's parent to parent, which is Freya's in this case. The mouse is player.getMouse, which allows the script to the connection line to, like mouse.KeyDown connect on key down. Since it's not a tool or a hopper bin, this lets it I don't even know what it does because it says mouse but then it's like key down, so I never really questioned it, I just learned it. Sorry. And then function on key up. We're just creating our key templates here in case you haven't realised. And in the middle here, function brick size. In case you don't know, key equals key lower lowers the caps lock of the key, because we've tagged the key as key and we are lowering the key, so that if it's like a capital Z, it will just change to a lower Z. Not like it matters in this case, since it's not like you're going to press Z, turn on caps lock, and then, well, actually they're pretty close, so it's possible. Anyway. Okay, so this is pretty much the basic layout. We can put our press Z key logic in here, and to release Z logic in here, and we'll activate brick size around here. Okay. And what this will do is it will stop you from activating this if enabled is not true. Yeah. And then it turns it to false, so that it will be false until acted upon later, which will be down here. Whoops, that's not the right, that's key down, not key. And here, hold is true to begin with, so we'll turn hold to true when the button is pressed after all the stuff's been done, and then we'll turn it to false when the key's been released. It might be better putting it before actually, that might help with glitches, but for now just keep it here. Okay. And here comes a loop bit. Let's see. What do we want our conditions to be? Do we need the conditions? Okay. Whale size is less than or equal to 100. Well, okay, 40. Size equals 0. And we like put 60. And then we will put an end here, and also we want to wait here or it will just crash our game. Actually, we don't even need the condition. I'll keep it simple, so it will be more like a template than an actual set thing, so that if you don't quite get it the first time round and then you're sitting there with like some useless script, it'll be easier to add on to if it doesn't actually do anything in game. So make sure you've got output open, which is view output up here. And what this will do is it will print an output you have counted to size, then a space, and then it will load the size here, and then it will continue with full stop. Strings take a bit of getting used to, but there's really just a trick to it. If you open a string, you close it with a close bracket, you put a space and then double dots, and then you can put another string bracket, or you can start typing and then you stop by putting a space and then another 2 dots. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So the size will increase, okay, that's a bit, okay, increase by 1 every 0.1 seconds, and then it will tell us the number later on. I doubt this will be right the first time, but let's see. I just realised I've got no way of testing if this works or not. This is where the output helps us. What we'll want to do is print started . Okay, I am an idiot, sorry. We always need a condition. I don't know what I was thinking. So I'm just going to copy my script and reset. I made a really simple error, it's not that important. I don't mind making simple errors as long as it's not a complicated error. I don't know how that works, but okay. Yeah, the problem is, like I said earlier, we will be controlling it with this hold variable, so even if there are no other conditions, we always need to check if hold is true. Otherwise there's nothing to stop the loop. And make sure to put wait back here if you haven't already. There we go. And it says looping, loop cancelled, looping again just one more time because it hasn't checked yet. And then it says you have finished, you have counted to size 40, and then it says finished. $107. Printing that much can cause problems, so I only use it for testing purposes. You should only keep like the important stuff in. Well, it doesn't really matter as long as you don't have it printing every 0.1 seconds by like 10 players or anything. This is a fairly simple use for it, but it's in the hope that you'll find your own way to implicate it into your game. At first I was going to like base it on a Rasengan or a Fireball or something, but that would mean that you would only be able to use it in that context, so that situation, so this is more adaptable. Just mess around with it and get to know how it works, and and then you can start with some major changes. Like, this doesn't affect the game at all. You can keep this in and still add your code, like making a brick grow or something. You'd create the brick before the loop starts, and then maybe increase the size or something variable here or whatnot, or a mesh size, and then activate it here. So it would all be done in the hold. If you've got an animation, it might be wise to put the animation release after the hold, the while do loop, and then put the animation start on the key down. So that if you're clapping your hands together, you would clap your hands here and then release it here. Well, anyway, I'm hoping you understand this. I'm not sure I explained it well, but thanks for watching. If you have any troubles, just ask. Good day.